I don't buy the Mary Sue thing anyway. I find the term sexist in itself because it's Mary Sue. I don't think there's a thing called Ryan Craig.
Hey everybody, just a little bit ago, a week ago or so, we saw Captain Marvel. Connor, what is the plot of Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel stars Brie Larson as Carol Danvers. She is a pilot with amnesia who becomes a space warrior with the space warriors known as the Kree. Basically, she goes down to Earth on a mission to find a doctor that she knows is connected to her life but doesn't know what she has to do with it. And she also has to fight a series of Skrulls. As the movie goes on, she discovers her past life, teams up with Samuel L. Jackson to fight the Skrulls, and then turns out the Skrulls weren't bad guys the whole time. So she defeats the Kree. The Kree bad guys that she has to fight. So Aiden, what did you think of Captain Marvel? Oh yeah, spoiler alert, my bad.
It's fucking boring. Nothing happens in this fucking movie at all. Like, ever. Even the climax of the movie is fucking boring. I mean, like, Brie Larson doesn't even seem like she's trying. She's fucking terrible. Everyone else is passable. Sam Jackson seems like he's having fun. So Sam Jackson, you know, he's doing good.
Sam Jackson seems like he's having fun when the movie's absolute horse dick. Like the new Shaft movie looks like Sam Jackson's having a blast.
Sam Jackson always seems like he's having a blast. Brie Larson, you know, she doesn't seem like she's trying that much, and also her character's kind of just like a cunt. Like, she just kind of like sits around insulting everybody about
it's
how
the feminist
great she
agenda,
is.
those damn SJWs. I shake my fist at them.
And
that was crazy.
You know, she fights some people at the start, like 4, and then she goes to Earth, and then her and Sam Jackson sit at bars talking about things, and there's like quipping and stuff like there always is, but Captain Marvel doesn't really quip. She just kind of is like mean to everybody, including people who are her friends. She's just like a snarky bitch. And then in the end she punches 2 spaceships in half, and it's like, okay, there's a lot of nothing going on. Her origin story is fucking retarded, where it's just like she gets shocked by a thing that explodes and it gives her the same powers that the Kree have. The twist is really awful because it's like, you know, maybe it'd be believable, but you see the Kree, who are the quote-unquote good guys, talking to Ronan, who was a villain in another Marvel movie, and you see him talking to those other people. Like, they don't even, like, if it's gonna be a twist, if you're trying to make a movie have a twist, you should probably make it a little less obvious to anyone with like half a brain cell, because they walk, like, the guys who are the good guys, her teammates, go up to Ronan, who's literally trying to destroy planets. His name is Ronan the Accuser, and he carries a fucking battle axe and looks like fucking Darth Maul but blue. And they're like, hey, what's up, bro? Remember when you were the villain in this other movie? Yeah. And then he's like, my plan is to invade Earth and kill everyone. Yeah. And you're still supposed to believe they're the good guys. Like,
well, what's crazy is, like, we know the Krees are the bad guys pretty fast.
Yeah.
But I guess the twist is, like, the Skrulls are actually good guys. And you're like, oh?
Yeah.
No, it's not even an oh. You don't get, like, the oh. It's more like a
Yeah, I mean,
I guess the Skrulls are good guys, but if you don't know the comics already, that's not even a twist. You're just like, okay, well, these guys are the bad guys, so obviously the Skrulls are the good guys.
Well, yeah, and they're also burning their ability to use the Skrulls ever again, like anything.
As bad guys, which is retarded.
Because I don't know much about comics, but I know the Skrulls are kind of like big villains in a lot of stuff, like Fantastic Four, which they're just acquiring.
Literally tonight, in 14 minutes. Actually, no, it's LA time, so they already acquired it like 2 hours ago.
Yep, so they're burning that bridge, burning the ability to really ever do anything interesting with them, to turn it into like some weird refugees good plot where it's like, oh, these guys are space refugees and they won't throw acid in your face even though they're shape-shifting monsters with laser guns, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, I mean, really, I don't have a lot of complaints because it's basically just another generic Marvel movie, but at the same time it's like on the lower end of all the generic Marvel movies where it's kind of like Thor 2 caliber or like Thor 1 caliber where it's just like very, very boring. And I mean, pretty much the only thing I can say like truly positive about it is that this is like the first Marvel movie ever where she doesn't fight a guy with the same powers as her. I mean, she fights Jude Law at the end, but she just shoots him and he dies. Or no, he doesn't die, but they don't even fight. She's just like, he's like, fight me. And then she's like, no, and just shoots him. Which was kind of like supposed to be the Indiana Jones thing, I think, but it just kind of came off as her being like a bitch, like always. And I really don't know how they expect this snarky bitch to fit in with the rest of the Avengers who are all like goofy, quippy, nice guys, and she's just like stone cold, mean bitch lady. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I didn't like it very much. Connor, what'd you think of Captain Marvel?
You know, it's like a shittier generic Marvel movie. Captain Marvel's supposed to be the key to all of this now, which is kind of ridiculous. Like,
she's the new face.
She's right on the Endgame poster, like bigger than anybody but Robert Downey Jr. And it's like, okay, I get you're kind of trying to pass the torch a bit because she's supposed to be the new Iron Man, but it's like, it doesn't really work. No one's liked Captain Marvel, not in the comics, not in the movie. They didn't try to make her very likable. Like, I think they tried to make her likable, but she just came off as a bitch the whole time, like you said. And like, I don't know. I just didn't find many moments where I liked her. They kind of tried to make her like, oh, she's friends with these black people. She's friends to all black people, but she hates everybody
she's
else.
She's a nice lady. As long as you're not a white guy on a motorcycle, because she'll just steal your bike.
Yeah.
Because you're rude.
I don't know. I honestly really disliked her as a character. The movie itself was pretty dull. It did kind of feel like pace-wise and shit. It was basically Thor. And the Thor movies have always sucked. I mean, the first two, Ragnarok was kind of like not even a Thor movie.
No, almost. It wasn't. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy starring Thor and Hulk.
They're like, Marvel Studios was smart when they made Thor 3 because they're like, we clearly don't know how to do Thor right, so we'll just not. The problem is
we'll just
Thor,
make Planet Hulk and
I would love to go on a
to
Thor tangent, but like with Thor, it's like, okay, with Thor, they're like, okay, we'll just make, you know, the cool thing about the Thor is that it was always like really colorful and fun. And they're like, okay, well, we're giving this to modern audiences, so we're gonna make it look like Lord of the Rings, but like a horrible CGI monstrosity, so basically The Hobbit. And then we're gonna make Thor super uninteresting. That's pretty much what they did.
What even?
And they did the same shit with Captain Marvel. I will say that Captain Marvel's more likable in this than she is in the comic books, which isn't that impressive. And the goddamn feminist SJW agenda is tattered all over this bitch. I just said that to appease our subscribers. Probably 450 of our subscribers wanted to hear that line, so I'm just gonna put it in there. No, they didn't really like touch on the feminist shit, which didn't surprise me. I knew they wouldn't touch that shit with a 500-foot pole. Although I did see like a bunch of reviews where the guys are like, it's just SJW crap. My coworker John comes up to me, he's like, hey, did you see Captain Marvel? They made Monica a kid instead of an adult like in the comic books.
Well, yeah, it's because
I'm like, it's in the 90s, dipshit. That's what I said. I was like, hey, dipshit. Obviously they're trying to like make her the War Machine. Because you always got the white protagonist, the black lackey, the black lackey that also has superpowers that no one cares about. They're trying to full-blown fucking Iron Man. So you know in Captain Marvel too, she's gonna be training Monica how to use her fucking superpowers. Yeah. And then she's gonna fly around and be the lackey. I'm like, this is a full-blown Iron Man. But unlike Iron Man, she's not likable. The CGI was garbage tier. It wasn't as bad as Black Panther, which looked like a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
Where I'm watching the movie and I almost get immersed. I'm immersed and not like immersed in like this is so much like real life that it's like immersive. It's immersive in the way that I feel like it's 1998 and I just popped on Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation. And I'm in that level where it's like some cheesy African stereotypes. Oh god.
Did you see that shit Anthony Mackie said? That shit was pretty funny.
What did he say?
He was talking about how unfair it was, how Falcon just turned to dust, and how if he was the director, he would have had Falcon die by jumping in front of a bullet to save Black Widow. And then Black Widow tongue kisses him as he dies, and then Robert Downey Jr. picks him up like a baby and they drive off in a Porsche into the sunset. What? That shit had me laughing. Like he was obviously just fucking around because he clearly doesn't take the movie seriously. He was just having a fucking giggle at the journalist.
That's pretty funny.
Anthony Mackie's been doing that shit for years though. There was like, I was reading about him a little bit. People were talking about him on 4chan. And apparently there was this time where some journalist who was interviewing him pissed him off, so he spent 10 minutes roasting the journalist, just like 10 minutes straight until the journalist cried. And then the journalist left, and then Disney had to pay the company not to publish the article. Because Anthony Mackie just doesn't take the shit seriously. He just thinks it's like a funny joke, and he gets paid for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Anthony Mackie is pretty hilarious. I also like how he's just always drops fake fucking leaks, and people are like, oh my god, Anthony Mackie just leaked the end of Endgame. It's like, no, he fucking didn't.
He's just shitting on you guys.
He'll just say, like, Falcon goes and shoots fucking Thanos with a gun one time, and, like, comicbookcast2 is like,
yeah.
Hey guys, it's Robbie from comicbookcast2.
Yeah. Anyway,
Robbie, the SJW agenda's ruining all the comic books, and guess what else? Anthony Mackie revealed that Thanos got shot. I'm so happy to hear how this movie ended. My 2-hour movie experience got spoiled 3 months in advance. Congratulations.
The social justice warrior shit's pretty
God,
light.
I'm just calling out all of our fucking subscribers because
there
all they
is
want
a
to
little
hear
bit.
is stupid ass spoilers for these fucking Avengers movies.
There is a little bit of social justice warrior stuff where, like,
was Captain Marvel spoiled 3 months in advance? Did I need to know that the fuzzy cat eats the cosmic cube? Like, who gives a shit?
Fucking,
God damn it. All I'm doing is getting on a tangent. I barely talked about this fucking movie, but...
It's not, like, that bad, but there's, like, the part where all the men in her life are like, you can't drive go-karts because you're a woman. Or, like...
It's true, dude.
That part where she steals the guy's motorcycle because she tells her to smile. He's like, hey, you aren't smiling. It's a nice day out. You should crack a smile, have a nice day. And then she's like, fuck you.
I'm going to tell you a true story.
And then there's the refugee shit.
I saw a little girl on a bike once, and I walked up to her, I sat on one knee, and I said, what the fuck you think you're doing? Bikes are for men. What are you, SJW feminist agenda? Get back in the fucking kitchen. Then I was like, and you want to hear something else? Here's the spoiler at Endgame. Captain America dies, and Bucky becomes the new Captain America. Spoiler alerts. And then Robbie actually reported on it. He's like, wow, Connor Hobson, a random ass fucking guy. So, spoilers for Endgame. Got like 100,000 views in 1 hour. That's crazy.
Talk a little bit more about the shitty movie.
Anyway, this feminist agenda was all over this because Brie Larson has a vagina and I don't like women because I've never seen one before. You know, I've never touched one before. Not even my mom cares about me. I was so busy cooped up in the basement. I was cooped up in the basement one day. You know, I was so excited for Captain Marvel, which I spoiled, which I tried to spoil for myself 6 months in advance. But when I finally seen it, I hated it because Brie Larson has a vagina. Did you know the original Captain Marvel was a man?
People who do that shit, people who just like comic book cast and shit, who just sit around complaining about how the movie is feminist, literally just give Disney an excuse to write off all criticism, because Disney can just be like, the people who don't like this movie don't have any valid points, besides the fact that it's boring, long, looks like shit, boring, but also they're sexist, so you should just ignore everything they're saying and consume product.
Well, here's the thing, you know, when they call those people out, they're calling out a minority in the following, because most people are just going to like these movies blindly because they're Marvel movies. But the ironic thing is, they're not 100% wrong that a lot of these people are stinky mansions that sit in their basement. I probably just lost us like 10 subscribers for saying that. But
I mean, it's true.
No, it's not wrong. It's not.
But there's so much valid criticism about this movie.
No, it's valid because it's a shitty movie. It's not a good movie. Let's be honest.
It's a Thor 2 level fucking boring shit show.
The problem
What even is Thor 2? Like, okay. I know we're going on a lot of tangents about Thor, but can we talk about Thor 2 for a second? That movie doesn't make any fucking sense, okay?
I don't remember.
See, I remember.
I fell asleep halfway through and never rewatched it. I woke up and I'm like, huh? And new girls like teleporting around like a parking garage, and I'm like,
I remember two
then
things
I went
about
back
the
to
movie.
sleep.
At the start of the movie, they're in a parking garage, and they're teleporting around the parking garage.
No, that's the end when they're fighting the Power Ranger.
No, they do that at the end too. But the movie starts with them teleporting around a parking garage, and you're like, okay. And then for no reason, they go to they cross some magic bridge that connects Valhalla and where is it?
Asgard.
Odin. Asgard. Asgard and Winterland, Santa's workshop, and they fight a bunch of blue people.
That's the first movie. You're talking about the Frost Giants.
That's the first movie? What the fuck happens in the second movie?
The second one's where they fight the fucking Power Ranger villain. That's why you remember the morphs from Power Rangers fight Thor.
I thought they fought the blue guys in the second one. What happened? I thought
the first one they fight.
I thought the first one is where he fought the robot.
The first movie, the entire Thor sits there with his friends, and he's like, "We'll go on great conquest."
No, the
then
first
they go to
one.
Santa's workshop and start.
No,
fighting
that's the
blue
second
guys.
one, dude.
That's the first.
The
one.
first one they fight the robot.
What robot? Yeah, they also fight the robot in that one.
That is
That's
not the
later
same
because they go to
movie.
the desert. Because
No,
Odin's
the whole-
like, Thor, you lose your hammer, and
The
then
whole
he gets
movie.
banished to Earth.
The
or
whole
leaves,
first
runs
movie.
away.
They sit around in the desert, and then they sit around at the coffee shop, and they fight the robot, and it ends, right?
That happens
Because
that's
Loki
after
dies
they
in Thor 2 because he gets killed by the fucking Blue Men group.
Yes, that happens in Thor 2 where he dies too, I believe. But in the first movie, he's hanging on to this rainbow ridge, and he's like, Thor, he's like, oh,
Yeah,
and then he
I
dies. But then he's just back to life in Avengers, and Thor's like, I've destroyed the Frost Bridge, so there's no way I can ever go back to Earth.
They're back.
And then you're like, damn, I wonder, I'm in suspense on how Thor ever gets back to Earth. Then in Avengers, he's just there. Avengers, he's
So they
just
rebuilt
there.
the bridge, bro.
Yeah, off screen between movies without any explanation. I remember thinking, like, I was going into Avengers and I'm like, damn, I'm genuinely curious how Thor's gonna get back to Earth. Like, they're gonna have to set that up in the 2-hour movie too. Thor 2, he fights the goddamn retarded Power Ranger
I don't remember
villain.
what you're fucking talking about. Who cares?
The Dark Elf
Who cares?
Melithith. Who fucking looks for some dumbass... Yeah, see? Power Ranger villain.
Oh, they don't have a picture.
Thor 2 villain.
Thor 2. Oh, what the fuck? Is this guy also blue?
No, he's not fucking blue.
Oh, no, he's just power.
He's just a Power Ranger villain.
Oh, I thought this guy was...
You see his ass looking like
I
a
thought
Power
this
Ranger
guy
villain
was
there?
the
He looks
leader.
like Rita Repulsa.
For some reason, I thought this guy was the leader.
No,
Blue
now
Man
look
group.
up Thor 1
Okay,
Frost
hold on.
Giants. That's what you're thinking of. At no point does he fight... He fights
Oh,
the...
yeah, that is the first movie. Weird.
Look up Thor...
Yeah, I don't...
Thor Frost Giants.
I don't remember anything about Thor 2.
Literally telling you. I fell asleep halfway through and never rewatched it because it was so boring. Okay, see? In the present, Odin's
this is the
Thor-
Blue Man group. This is Does Loki die in both these movies?
I don't know about number 2. Probably dies. He dies in Avengers, and then he's secretly Loki.
As he leaves, Odin form transforms to Loki, who's alive and
impersonating.
How many times are they gonna kill Loki? You know Loki's gonna come back in the next one too.
Did he die in Thor 3 too?
He died in Endgame.
Oh yeah.
He gets squished.
No, yeah, I remember it. Like I was
4
talking to
fucking
people
times.
after it happened, and they're like, "I can't believe Loki died." I'm like, "I'm not too sure." Because that motherfucker's died like 40 times.
And you know, honestly, I think the only character who's gonna stay dead is Gamora. And I think Guardians 3 is gonna be them bringing Gamora back, like Search for Spock.
You think it'll be like Search for Spock?
What else are they gonna do with Guardians 3? I mean, it's surprising that James Gunn came back, considering he tweeted about raping little boys. But
no, he's not coming back for Guardians 3.
Yeah, he is. They just announced it like 2 days ago.
What? Is
he got
also
rehired.
doing Suicide Squad?
He's being allowed to finish Suicide Squad 2. And then he's going to do, and then Marvel signed him for a contract and he can never do DC movies again, but he has to do Guardians 3.
They got so butthurt that he got scalped by DC.
Yeah.
Do you think he literally just did that?
Oh, yeah.
There's no way James Gunn would have signed on to Suicide Squad 2 unless it was sheerly out of spite for Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it was a win-win. Like, one way he gets his contract back, worst case scenario.
And the other way, he gets a shit ton of money from DC.
He gets a shit ton of money from DC and does literally a rip-off of Guardians of the Galaxy for DC out of spite.
Also, DC is basically rebooting their universe because Ben Affleck's gone. The guy who played Cyborg just announced he's not going to be in the movies anymore. The Flash movie's getting rewritten again, and it's being rewritten by Ezra Miller
himself.
Ezra Miller is rewriting Flash, and they said that if Ezra Miller can't save the movie, that they're just going to fire him and find someone else to play Flash. And so literally the only 2 characters that are going to survive this shift are fucking Aquaman and Wonder Woman, because they're the only 2 that made money.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, it is. And then Joker's going to be played by Joaquin Phoenix from now on.
That's so crazy that Aquaman and Wonder Woman are the 2 that made it. The ones that you're like, okay.
Jared Leto's
the opposite of the sure things. Like, Wonder Woman's a big character.
Got fired. Oh no, Will Smith quit.
Will Smith quit. There's no way he got fired.
I don't think he got fired.
Probably blew that popsicle stand the second it was the shittiest fucking movie on planet Earth. Suicide Squad was awful. Suicide Squad was absolute garbage. Okay, back to this movie. Sam Jackson was great. Aiden, would you recommend Captain Marvel?
Fuck no, I wouldn't. This movie's fucking boring as shit. Connor, would you recommend Captain Marvel?
No. I would not recommend this movie.
And now
I thought it was trash.
We got a little bonus feature for you, because I don't know where else to put this. I said Happy Death Day to You. Connor did not see it. I want to talk about it real quick. Happy Death Day to You is a sequel to Happy Death Day, and the plot is, at the start, the Asian guy from the first movie, I can't remember the character's name, I don't care enough, is the time warp thing has been passed on to him, and he keeps getting killed, and it turns out that the killer is himself from another dimension, and then he blows up a machine thing, and the curse gets put back on the girl from the first movie, and then she gets teleported to another dimension, and then shenanigans ensue. So basically, what I thought about the movie, because I'm just talking to myself, it's quite a bit better than the first one. It does 2 things right. The intro is the best part of the movie, where he's getting killed by himself. I kind of wish they just kept going with like the guy trying to outplay himself, his alternate dimension self. That was the best part of the movie for me. But it was kind of neat. I mean, with something that's basically a Groundhog's Day ripoff, you have a little bit of an opportunity to kind of play with like how things went the first time. So it teleports her back a day to the previous movie, but it's an alternate dimension, so everything's kind of off. The killer's different, and the characters play different roles, and her mom's alive, and so they have a little bit of fun doing basically like a remix of the first movie, although I liked the concept of the intro a lot better than the rest of the movie, and it's still kind of tacky, and it still shouldn't have been PG-13, but they got away with a little more violence this time. And they kind of transitioned the whole thing from like horror comedy into like kind of like sci-fi comedy horror thing, kind of comedy. I don't know. And so like I don't have a lot to say about it. I guess. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than the first one, and it's fairly passable. And I think if you kind of enjoy like Groundhog Day, I'd probably watch the first one just for context on this one, even though it's not great, and then watch this one because it's decent. But I wouldn't like wholly recommend it. I just wanted to talk about it a little because I thought it was kind of like unique. Otherwise, I probably would have just saved it for the year-end wrap-up. So, yeah, that's just a little bonus on the end of this Captain Marvel rant. So, yep, have a good night or day or whenever you listen to this. Probably won't be updated for a while.
Afternoon.
Midnight, 1 a.m.,
2
3 a.m. If you're in space, I don't know how you track time in space, so it could be any time. Really.
I guess you probably just pick one.
They probably picked the California one because that's usually where they launched from. But, you know, the sun doesn't ever really like go down. It just kind of goes kind of behind the Earth, so it's always kind of like bright and dark at the same time. But that's neither here nor there. It's, you know. Bye.